Hello friend, this is my YouTube channel IT Pro. You can watch it for a strongly foundation of information technology and promises you to give you conceptual knowledge in computer. Keep watching for latest videos. Time to time I will come with the latest video in computer. Thank you.
If you have pictures in your document, you want them to look as good as possible. Sometimes that means making a few adjustments, like changing the color, adding an effect, or just applying a border. To get started, select the picture you want to modify. This will open the Format tab on the right. Here you'll find everything you need to edit the image. First, I'm going to show you how to crop it to a different size. Just click the Crop command, and you'll see a series of cropping handles around the edge of the picture. You'll need to place your mouse right over these handles, or you might grab one of the sizing handles by mistake. Now click and drag the handle, and the part of the image that's going to be cropped out will be highlighted gray. Just keep making adjustments as needed, and then deselect the command, or just press Enter when you're done. You may have noticed that there's a drop-down arrow below the Crop command. If we mouse over Crop to Shape, we can change the shape of the image so it's not just a square or a rectangle. I'm going to choose the teardrop shape, which, as you can see, matches the rest of the graphics in my document. In some cases, you may want to change or correct the color of your image or add some kind of special effect. You can access these options in the Adjust group. For example, if you go to Corrections, you can soften or sharpen the image. Just take a look at the thumbnails to see what it's going to look like. You can also adjust the brightness and contrast. I think this one looks good. Let's take a look at the Color command next. Here you can change the saturation, as well as the color tone, which controls how warm or cool the image appears. You can even change the color of the picture altogether using the theme colors that are currently applied to your document. I'm just going to change the color tone. Then take a look at the last command in the group, Artistic Effects. Now, you probably don't want to use an artistic effect on every picture, but in some cases they can really help you enhance your document. For example, I like this effect because it makes the photo look like a painting or an illustration, and that matches the bold look that I'm going for perfectly. If you're looking for more ways to enhance your images, you might want to try the Picture Styles group. Here you can add frames, drop shadows, and other picture effects all in a single click. If you don't like any of the presets, you can use the commands on the right instead. In this example, I'm going to add my own border, and then open the command again to make the weight a little thicker. Before you send out your document, you may want to compress any pictures that you've added. This will make the file size smaller so the document will be easier to email or post on the web. First, make sure your image is selected, then click the Compress Pictures command. Notice that there's an option to delete cropped areas of pictures. This will delete any cropped areas permanently instead of just hiding them, so they won't contribute to the file size. You can also change the resolution for the image. The email setting offers the lowest resolution, so it'll have the smallest possible file size. Now, the look of the picture has changed a bit. That's because compression lowers the quality of the image. Often that's not what you want. For example, if you're planning to print the document instead of sending it online. You'll just have to decide whether higher quality or lower file size is more important to you, depending on the situation. Now you know how to format pictures in Word. Don't be afraid to experiment with the options we've talked about today. With so many tools at your disposal, you can do all kinds of creative things with your images.
A great way to make your documents more interesting. Word gives you a lot of different shapes to choose from, and they can be customized to suit your needs, using your own color palette, preferences, and more. To get started, go to the Insert tab, click the Shapes command, then take a look at the menu and see if there's anything you like. In this example, we're going to start with the ribbon shape here. To draw your shape, click and drag your mouse roughly where you want it to go. The shape will appear with your default color scheme. We're going to talk more about how to change that in a minute. Right now I'd like to add one more shape before we move on. The great thing about shapes is that they can be combined and customized to create your own unique graphics. Mastering this element can take time, but with a little practice and a little creativity, you can create almost anything with these tools. When you're working with multiple shapes, you may reach a point where you want to change the order so the correct shape is in front or on top. This comes up a lot in Word, so it's a good technique to know. Just right-click one of your shapes, then go to Bring to Front and Send to Back. You may need to experiment with these options to make sure your shapes are arranged the way you want. In this example, I've selected the heart shape, and I want to move it behind the ribbon shape. So I'm going to choose Send to Back, then Send Backward. And that'll do it. Now we can make some adjustments to our shapes. The first thing I'm going to do is make the ribbon shape a little smaller using the sizing handles here. These can be found on the sides and the corners of any shape or object in Word. Every shape also has a rotation handle that you can drag in any direction. If your shape has any yellow handles, like the ones you see here, you can use those to make other adjustments. In this case, they change the proportions of the ribbon, but it just depends. Some shapes don't have this option at all. Next, let's take a look at the Format tab, which appears anytime you have a shape selected. From here, you can change the fill color, outline, and basically anything related to the shape's appearance. The fastest way to change the look of your shape is to use one of the predefined shape styles. These options depend on the colors and shape effects that are part of your current theme. Just mouse over each one for a preview and see if there's anything you like. You can also use the commands on the right to choose your own formatting options. In this example, I'm going to change the outline color and then use the Shape Effects command to apply a shadow. I'd also like to customize the heart shape just a little more. I'm going to change the fill color, remove the outline, and finally, I'm going to add a bevel from the Shape Effects menu. You can even change the shape itself if you want to try something different. This option is good if you've already applied some formatting like this and you don't want to lose it by starting over from scratch. Just select the shape you want to change. That's the ribbon shape in this example. Then click the Edit Shape command on the far left of the Format tab. You can then choose a new shape from the menu. I'm going to go with a slightly different ribbon shape here. There we go. And I'll just make a few tweaks to get this shape the way I want it. Now let's add some text for the finishing touch. To add text to a shape, all you have to do is select the one you want, then start typing. This instantly turns the shape into a text box. You can even format the text using the options on the Home tab. Here it is with a different font. There are a lot of things you can do with shapes in Word. This graphic is just one example. So give it a try and see what you can come up with. You can use just one shape at a time, or you can try combining them to create something new.
Thank you. Thanks for watching my videos. And if you will like this video, please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon. Thank you.